Peace and great health. This is the More of You podcast, the TMVP, where you don't know until you know. And I'm here to let you know. So here we go. I saw this on, I think it was the Daily Wrap Up Crew. Shout out to the Daily Wrap Up Crew on the community board. Check it out. So I guess it's a tweet. I'm at a day party, the young lady says, and the men are so ugly compared to women. It's truly unfair. This was October 24th, 22. Another young lady responded and said, men also don't have makeup, lashes, hair hats, etc. If they took a water hose to a lot of you, y'all wouldn't have so much bass in your voice. I don't know what it is about today's young people. Let me just say today's young people, because you can't exclude men out of it, women out of it. Today's young people, y'all are so unhappy. Yeah, y'all have to be the one of the most unhappy generations in the history of any generation. I mean, y'all are very unhappy. It doesn't. I don't care if it was with all male models. Y'all might still have a problem with what you see, or maybe the outcome of it. You know, I don't know if people know or not, but when you young people, I don't know if you know or not, but when you go out, you're not supposed to be trying to meet your mate or future spouse. Like a club, a day party is, what the 40 and 50-year-olds created so they wouldn't be out 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And they have younger day parties, but it's supposed to be for, for the grown and sexy, and I don't, your mating ground today is very petri. It's like a little petri dish of what y'all are growing out here. It is toxic, right? Yeah, the toxicity out here. And I used to hate that word when it first came when it was first was used in the daily slang of toxic. Usually coming after that was masculinity, but just toxic behavior, period, which is called immaturity. We can skip toxicity and just say mature or immature. That's basically what it comes down to. And a lot of your grounds or spaces to meet each other is petri dishes, because the only thing you can really grow out of meeting someone at a party, at a club, at a bar is nothing. Like, you're gonna grow nothing, absolutely nothing. To get to know someone, you're gonna have conversation. Anything with loud music and liquor involved, they may not remember what you look like, what your name was, or what happened. So you're not even under a clear influence of even getting to know someone. But that's young life. It ain't really about getting to know someone. It's about new things, new experiences. But I'm confused. Back in my heyday, I'm an old man. Back in my heyday, if you dance with a young lady at a club, dance with one or two, that was a cool evening. Um, Buying drinks, we ain't did it unless we brought some women with us. We might have bought them a drink. We usually didn't buy women or women we didn't know drinks. It wasn't even something that a woman would even quote unquote require. You had see in my heyday, you had to look the part, and the look of your part was not supposed to be appealing to every woman from a man's standpoint. It's supposed to be appealing to the woman that may like your appeal that you're appealing to. It ain't for everybody. You are not for everybody. You're only gonna be for particular those that like what they see. It's always gonna be the visual, because if you're trying to meet someone in a club, at a party, in these places, it definitely not gonna be about your personality, because they don't know you. They looking at you across the room. You looking at them across the room. It's gonna be based on immediate. Do I like what's presented in front of me? Simple as that. It's not gonna be more than that. It's not. It's basically a physical attraction. Now, you liking that person mental or personality, y'all have to go somewhere where it's one-on-one, or a conversation on the phone, or if you text or email, however you DM, however y'all communicate nowadays, then maybe you get to know that person. But I'm confused because, ladies, on the real, on the serious, I have daughters, I have sons. So I'm not speaking from a point of view of no experience in dating or meeting the opposite sex, or quite extensive in this area. Never married, personal reasons for that. Um, but I'm a father first. I tell anyone from anywhere who I'm a dad first. That's me first, you know. But ladies, y'all going out to meet, trying to meet me. Yeah, y'all are going out to clubs. I mean, whatever you play, to try to meet men. Hmm. This is news. This should be breaking news. I'm serious. I'm dead ass. But the reason why I say that, because as a many of men that have been out to places where there are women, y'all don't act like y'all trying to meet any damn body. It used to be the same for the law. Well, going out with my girls, go have fun. We don't need to be around no men. We're here to just, have fun, not trying to meet no men, right? Women say that they put their makeup on, they do all this stuff for themselves, not to meet nobody, not to attract anyone. They do it for themselves. It's I don't even have to say well documented. I would say well testified to on a daily, on on any platform that you can see. If women speak, ever been a question about them going out and how they present themselves, how they look, it's usually for them. It's not for a man. So I just guess, it's kind of newsworthy to men that women actually going out to these places to meet men. Interesting. So, your number one dating site is Instagram. That's your number one. I don't care about matchmaking.com. I don't care about Tinder or whatever else out there. Your number one dating agency in the world right now is Instagram. It is IG. They be sliding in the DMs, and only reason, and usually your page, your profile, your page, whatever on your page, is your resume. It's your resume. If you got a blue check. In most cases, if you a guy, if you got a blue check and you a guy, you probably can slide in anybody DM. It's more or less we are in a clout culture, in a fame or infamous. Let's put it more like that. Infamous. We're in an infamous clout chasing culture. You can be a big YouTuber and get booty. It's it's really it's really see we have this thing about the modern woman with today's man. They don't never say modern man though. They always say modern woman. They don't say modern man. Modern man is still supposed to be traditional. What will make a traditional man modern in today's society? The woman modern is broke down by independence, her quote unquote making her own money. Um, that cliche today's modern, equality to a man, whatever that means. That means, and when I say whatever it means, because it doesn't mean the same to every person. Every woman feminist don't have these same, because you have today's feminists, and then you had the feminist movement that started out of the civil rights movement. That feminist movement were for quote unquote white women. White women was the last to get a right to vote, 1920. Do you know when quote unquote black people, black and more people had a right to vote? Do anybody know? Do anyone? And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because our modern and traditional things are weird to me. You know, the oh, to answer your question, 1865. Yeah, black people could vote all the way back to 1865. That civil rights voting 1964 thingy, oh, that created the minority. That created a completely different type of citizen. It didn't create the citizen that the Constitution created, because that's because you could just stood on the Constitution and said I have a right to vote. It's already there. The Civil Rights Bill created another status of a person that made the all white men the majority. He made all women of every race and all black men of every race the minority. The only majority here is the white man, or the Euro man, or the Albion man, or the Ingala land man, or the can't say Caucasian. Because Caucasian, you have to be part Hindu and part Asian. So they're not Caucasoids. So that's not what the Euros are. The Albion Anglo-Saxon, that was the other one. Not Caucasian. We've been having a right to vote since 1865 as an American citizen. That's what the Constitution created. The American citizen, not the United States citizen person, 14th Amendment person. I'm going to educate you as we go. Now, out of that feminist movement of the civil rights movement, was given a right to your Euro Albion woman, not the black woman. The lies of feminism today lies so hard to black women. Like it's their prime thing to do. We have to lie to them to have them believe that your mama, your grandmama, and your great grandmama, and your great great grandmama was oppressed under who? The black man? Rewind. Who? Who oppressed the black woman? Let me tell you a story. My grandmother passed away, peace to the gods, in 1991. I was 15 years old. Do your own calculation of that. Um, I was so fascinated growing up about my family. Of everyone that was, I mean, I don't know. Some people need I guess, superstar people that have been on TV and stuff like that to be their heroes. My heroes was my dad, my mom, my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, my sister. These are my heroes. I looked at it, I thought it was just bigger than life growing up, you know. And one story I got, of the many stories I got, because I always want to know how things were before I was born. I was just fascinated how things were before I was born. I am a 70s baby. I was born in 1975. Okay. I. So prior to go 60s, 50s. My father was born in the 1930s. My mother was born in the 1940s. Excuse me. My grandmother was born in the 19 teens. My grandmother could never work for a white Abion Euro Inga Gullenland. Nobody ever. Listen to me very well. And I want to say this because when I say I detest the fact that feminism today has made the black woman oppressed when I have no history of this shit. And I'm older than the people saying it. Let me repeat myself. I'm older than today's feminists. Okay. These new, I'm talking about your teen, 20, 30-year old feminists. Okay. My grandmother passed away in 1991. She was, I think, and if I specifically remember, she was born in 1910. Okay. This woman could not work for nobody white. From South Carolina, Kings Tree. Anyone down there? Shout out to South Carolina. Shout out to South Carolina. I know I got family all down there. I know I got family all down there. I know I do. She was born in South Carolina, Kings Tree, South Carolina. And her family would not let her because she didn't have that kind of temperament. They said my grandmother loved to fight. She did. She got married at 13 years old. She didn't have a first child till she was 19. I wish I could have asked her how she did it. You know, but every job she had was something she created for herself. She used to wash clothes. Back in the day, sell liquor when they could sell liquor out of a house. She did. She had us. I worked literally. People. He had them old. We used to have these old people back in the days tell like we used to walk 5 miles to school in the snow, uphill, down a terrain or whatever. Right. Well, I used to work from first grade to the ninth grade. We used to sell candy, chips, stuff out of our house in our neighborhood when you was allowed to do that. When it was you need permits and all that kind of stuff. When it was okay. This is the early 80s. It's a different world back then. A different kind of hustle. Create a different kind of hustler. And I didn't know till this woman passed away. And me and my sister used to hate doing it. We used to hate, having to get up, selling these stuff, people knocking on our door. And I was the man of my house since I was 5 years old. My mother and father separated when I was 5. They never got divorced. No, 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 no. They was married 46 years until my dad passed away 2 years ago today. And today is also my daughter's birthday. Happy born day, baby girl. Life goes a full circle. So I don't have no history. My mother worked and bought her house, got her house at 23. in the 70s, moved her mother out of a part of where I'm from. Was, it was predominantly black, but it was a little rough part of town. I ain't gonna say that. That ain't even true. It became rough after the old guard moved away. Some still stayed. A lot of them got gentrified now. But where they grew up at, where my mother grew up at, she moved my grandmother and she got a house at 23 because she worked. Now I'm talking from 1910 till I was born 1975. I've known nothing, known nothing. I've known nothing about but black women working. I don't know anything about this oppressed shit. It is frustrating to even hear about this. The type of, I think most of y'all don't live or never really, y'all ain't been outside. Y'all live in y'all brains, or y'all live behind stories, and y'all been lied to. Black women have been lied to on a different kind of level of something that black men won't ever see. Won't ever see. I won't ever lie to my daughters, though. I can't do that. I'm gonna be as real as real. I'm gonna show them you have options out here. You have choices, and your life is gonna be made up of your choices and decisions that you make, right? And so we come to today, traditionally modern. If black women was told the group of feminists today, if they were told that you have always worked, how could you have not worked? If you believe that I I have I ain't gonna go into what I'm go into detail what I'm about to say, but let's just say black people quote unquote have a history of quote unquote slavery in America. Did you think they didn't work? That would means we've always worked, right? Right. So feminism and black men never oppress they woman. How? How? How you gonna oppress God? Yes, I call a black woman God because I'm a Moor. And I understand what the womb, WOMBMAN, the womb man is for, is to create nations. The woman is here to build our nations, not from what the man can do physically, but what the woman can do physically. Our women are supposed to be on the highest form of knowledge of self. These are the teachers. These are our doctors. These are our nurturers. I come from, in our nationality, a matriarch. You can look it up. You can look up the history of all the matriarchs. Maurice is going to fall right under that. The patriarch is only there for the matriarch. I'm gonna repeat this. I'm gonna repeat this. A man would never want to be another type of man if that man got no woman. Do you understand? I hope so. So we had today this uppityness, this elitist type of attitude against one another. We are so quick to judge the most loneliest, unhappiest group of people are so quick to judge. You haven't even lived half your lives yet. You don't know ish. But if a man put up a post like this, just saying, I'm at a day party. These women are so ugly compared to the men, it's truly unfair. I think today's people, you got women, I think just young women would rather just be happy alone. They ain't happy though. But happy alone thinking they're better than anybody they ever could meet. And where men are being happy alone, they ain't happy though. They ain't. But they're as men, we will trade happiness for peace. And just go about doing what we like to do. Now, I was a follower of Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels was all about putting together the nuclear family, putting back the nuclear family. It wasn't about if you could date, if you can get some booty or some tail. It was about, can we put our families back together? The best thing you could do to help our community is to marry someone that look like you and produce some babies and take care of it and raise them in an environment that is nurturing, that can provide stability for the future of our communities. That was his whole proponent, was putting together the nuclear family, putting back together our nuclear family. As our communities be the highest percentage of marriage. Now we're the lowest. That's been by design. It's been by design. The feminist movement, when it first came out, was for equality for white women. Why would black women jump out of the civil rights movement trying to get equality for herself, and her child to jump out and say, me, I need to forget the black man, forget my child. I need to. I don't think that's how it worked. It may be tricked to maybe believe that's how it worked. That ain't how it worked. So then you have today's feminists just saying you always oppressed, you still ain't equal, you getting paid less than a man, all the things of which isn't true, that we on a daily basis just want to spew something negative about each other is nothing more than some unhappy ass people. Very unhappy. Very unhappy. Reality is going to kick us in the butt in a few years of what we've been doing. And you know what we've been doing? You know what we've been doing on the real? Man, we've been wasting time. That's all we've been doing. We've just been wasting time. Do I believe we get it together? Hmm. If we want to. Assalamu alaikum. I'll be back though.